feel like I'm improving everywhere, and I think that's down to the fans. They give me so much energy when I'm on the pitch.
Is that something I could see you doing if you score in front of the yellow wall?
To be honest, yeah, that is something I could see myself doing.
Im schönsten Stadion der Welt, die besten Fans der Welt. Ich begrüße die Fans von Borussia Dortmund.
Hello and welcome to your Matchday magazine. Special occasions call for special guests, and here's one, Jude Bellingham. Thanks for taking the time.
No problem. Anything for you, mate.
Oh, thank you very much. How are you, first of all?
I'm pretty tired. We've just got off the plane and straight to the training ground for recovery, and then straight here. So, yeah, pretty tired. It's been a long few days, but you know, it's how you want to be. Playing football every other day, and then training again, and then getting to do it all over again is the best way you want to spend a week, really.
Talking about the next one, it's the big one actually coming up, Dortmund against Schalke. Before we talk about that, we have to talk briefly at least about the game against Manchester. It was a journey into your home country. It was a journey to one of the best teams on the planet. What do you make of our performance in Manchester?
For the majority, you know, really good. I think I'm really proud of the boys and how we defended, especially, you know, something that maybe we've been criticised for the last couple of years. So I think to put out a defensive performance like that, I thought the back line were unbelievable. I think Nicky, Mats was amazing. Rafa, Thomas were probably the standouts for me. With and without the ball, they kept us all in a really good shape. But you know, I think we kind of switched off for the last 10 minutes, and it cost us. You know, on two occasions they had some moments of pretty special stuff, and you know, that's sometimes the difference when you play against one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah. So on one hand, it was a defeat, but on the other hand, it was a pretty terrific performance, as you mentioned. So the recipe for the upcoming game will be just more of the same.
Yeah, I suppose more of the same, but I think it's a different kind of game in the sense that we'll probably have a little bit more of the ball than we did against City. Probably be able to show our attacking stuff a little bit more, our possession-based football. But without the ball, I think, yeah, the message is you want that same kind of hunger and the same kind of mindset in terms of the ball can't come into our goal, and you know, if it does, it has to be something special. If not, then there's no way it happens, and that's something definitely we can take into this game.
It's also the return of the derby, and it's not just that, it's finally a derby played in front of a sellout crowd. You've never experienced this, actually.
No, I've only had one derby away with no fans, and even that was a really good day. Driving back in, the fans were back into Brakel, the fans were all like with the flares and stuff like that. I was thinking, oh, this is brilliant. And then now we get to do it in front of 80,000.
But to get you a little more of an idea of what it's going to be like, and of course to prepare our fans for it, here's a little clip. Goosebumps, right? But I don't know if you noticed, there was a banner in that video, and it said, Derby-Sieg ist wie Meisterschaft. Do you have any idea what
it's the same level
as what?
As the winning the title, yeah.
Okay, next time you host the show, because your German is getting better. Yeah, it's really getting there. So, are you aware of the importance of this one for the fans, especially?
I think the players make it pretty obvious how much it means to them, and the whole club really. You know, Marco, Mats was speaking to them about it, and you know, they make it clear how important it is. I think after the game yesterday, the fans showed clearly what was kind of the next priority for them after obviously we lost the game. Straight away supporting us, clapping us and telling us how important the derby was, and I think, you know, that shows and gives us all the motivation we need for that game. We realise that we're playing for ourselves because we want a good position in the table, but also we're playing for the fans because there's so much bragging rights and so much at stake in terms of as I said, the bragging rights of the area.
Yeah. Talking about the fans, I mean, they adore you for your style of play, for the energy you leave on the pitch, and of course for you interacting with them. And I reckon you don't have to really do that on Saturday because they will be heated up because of it's the fixture, it's this derby. But how much do you need the noise from the stands to perform like you do?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think the fans being back in the stadium brought my game up another level last season, and I think it's getting a lot better again this year. I feel like I'm improving everywhere, and I think that's down to the fans. They give me so much energy when I'm on the pitch, and you know it's important for the game on Saturday that you play against the opposition and not against the occasion, because you don't want to lose your head and get into situations where you can let your team down, you know, with rash decisions. So it's important that we use the fans to beat the opposition and not beat the occasion, and that will be the key.
There were some special fans at one of the recent games. Your family was there watching. So how different was it to have them really in the stadium all together, not just knowing that they're watching on TV?
Yeah, you know, it's really nice, and you know, there's a bit more added motivation when they're there, and you can play for something, and it's a bit more visible because you can see it, and yeah, it's lovely. You get the feeling that you're kind of making them proud and you're doing it for them almost, and yeah, that's really nice. It's one of the reasons why I play the game.
Let's get a little more into detail regarding Saturday's match, and here are some really interesting facts I figure. It's the 99th time Dortmund and Schalke are going to meet, and Schalke won 32 of those occasions. We did 36, including the last 3 derbies with a goal difference of 11-0, so that's quite impressive. On average, 3 goals a derby, and only 9 current players of our squad witnessed a sold-out derby. So 22 haven't. It's going to be a lot of firsts for some players of us, including you, obviously. And you mentioned you talked to Marco and Mats about this special occasion?
Yeah, you know, I think it always comes up every now and then when they're talking about the games coming up or so, and you know they always just say how big it is for us. The coach is saying as well how important it is for the fans and for the area that we go out and make them proud.
Obviously, both teams gather enormous support in this region, and often these derbies are hard-fought games. This time, though, it's a Champions League participant against a newly promoted team. So does that make this one an easy win for us?
No, not at all. I think you've got to play against the team. You're not playing against the league position like it's been shown. You know, anyone can beat anyone this year in the Bundesliga. I think every team has a good number of quality players, and it's important that you don't get caught up in we're at the top, they're near the bottom, so it's guaranteed 3 points. It's definitely not like that, and we won't see it like that going into the game.
A lot of teams that come here to play us, they some fans are witnessing this. A lot of teams that come here to play, they kind of have a defensive approach and really just park the bus. Do you expect that from Schalke this weekend?
Yeah, we'll obviously do some analysis going into the game in the next couple of days and see a bit more specifically what they're going to do. But I think, you know, when you have the power of the stadium behind you, I think it is quite natural for teams to kind of sit and wait for their chance to counter-attack. And obviously with the quality we have, obviously we want to try and dominate the ball and make it a show for our fans as well. But yeah, the most important thing will be the 3 points, and you know, you don't really care how you get it as long as you get it.
Is fatigue going to be an issue because you played during the week and they haven't?
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a factor. Obviously, it's hard to ignore it, but I think when you cross the white line and you got the adrenaline pumping through you, it's something that you kind of put to the back of your head, really. I think if all the players leave everything they have out on the pitch, we should be fine.
So, what can you tell me about this position?
What can you tell me about it?
That's kind of like I see you celebrating your goals, but in that clip earlier, we've seen Ebi Smolarek jumping on the fans and really getting into to the crowd action. Is that something I could see you doing if you score in front of the yellow wall?
To be honest, yeah, that is something I could see myself doing. I think, you know, I get too many yellow cards as it is from tackles. I think that would definitely be a yellow. So I don't want to be missing games for climbing fences. I'd rather do it for like tackling people and stuff. But yeah, you know, it just comes quite naturally, that celebration. But I think in a game as big as that, who knows what can come out when you score.
All right. So that's it actually for today. I mean, every BVB supporter surely has his fingers crossed for this one. Everybody is super excited. I am, and you should be. So enjoy this one. Wish you best of luck. And yeah, that's this for this week's Matchday magazine. I hope you liked it, and see you next time.